Faith and Failures podcast.
That being said, this person on this TikTok is saying that Jesus was a witch, and they're giving 3 reasons why. So this is kind of a cool little thing that I just preached this past Sunday to my church, if you're watching live, which would be yesterday. And we talked about miracles, okay? So they're using miracle language from the Bible, miracle examples that Jesus did, and they are claiming that that is witchcraft. They're using the Bible as an example for their sinful nature example. Okay, so let's watch this. I don't throw up in my mouth.
3 examples of Jesus performing witchcraft. 1. Jesus walking on water, therefore bending the laws of physics in order to fit his will.
Okay, so if you understand the deity of Christ, that he was in the beginning, actually, hold on. We're going to look this up, people. Understand the nature of Jesus is the nature of God. Okay, so listen. In the beginning was the Word, already existed. Okay, the Word was with God. Do you see how it's capitalized? Okay, now listen. Look at this right here. Christ, the eternal Word. So when he says the Word, when John writes in the Word, when he says the Word, and you see it capitalized like we do with names, okay, just like capital G with God, not idols, not little g, but capital. You know we're talking about Yahweh. In the beginning, the Word already existed right there, capitalized. So they're talking about Jesus. The Word already existed. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. So if you understand John, he is the one that is writing to validate that Jesus was the Messiah. He existed in the beginning with God. God created everything through him, and nothing was created except through him, which is pretty cool. The Word gave life to everything that was created, and his life brought light to everyone. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness can never be extinguished. So that being said, let's go back to so you see how it doesn't add up at all? Like it's not really, him walking on water has nothing to do with witchcraft. Like he created, Cassie said that Jesus created physics. Like he can break those laws. God and Jesus, the Word, they created things into existence. So if they are the creator can do whatever with the creation they desire. Just because we don't understand it or can do it doesn't mean anything. But they don't say a thing about Peter that walked on water. They didn't say he was a witch, but they're trying to claim that Jesus was. See how it doesn't, that when you start actually picking apart the arguments of this nonsense stuff, the house of cards begins to fall pretty quick.
2. Jesus restoring sight to the blind man by spitting on the ground, making mud with the saliva, and then literally rubbing the mixture into the blind man's eyes. And 3.
I didn't realize that how you use your spit makes you a witch or not. I didn't know that. That's a pretty cool fact. I didn't know that.
Jesus' transmutation of water into wine. Witches manipulate elements, perform alchemy, and practice healing arts.
Okay, that picture says everything I needed to know right there. Okay, so anyways, God created. So God can manipulate anything he desires down to a molecular level. That's how miracles are actually performed. You see, time and time again, when Jesus healed somebody, there was something that could not have happened, but miraculously, it did happen. You see today, there's a guy in my church that he was told that he had cancer, and we've been praying for him. I laid hands on him one time, and he said he could feel like something shift. Well, he went to the doctor, and the doctor said, well, I can't really explain it, but your numbers stopped climbing as they should, and they have just leveled out. No increase, no decrease. They just stopped. Then I think he went back again, and the numbers were even lower. And the type of cancer that he has, which like most cancers, I'm assuming all of them, I don't know, 100% know. I don't have a whole lot of experience with people with cancer. That doesn't happen. So what does that mean? That means Jesus did a miracle in his body that was not able to happen any other way, with no medication, no therapy, no medicines, no nothing that would make this go the opposite way. No chemo, nothing. And God has begun to heal. Matter of fact, okay, something other cool. I'm going to talk about a miracle for a second. Same guy, Same guy, okay? He had an incident when he was little, and he was made to, I think, work out in the real cold when he was little, and it was freezing out there, kind of how it is now. As a kid, he thought he'd get in trouble or something by not staying outside working. He didn't want to come in. So anyways, from his ankles down, I think it's called neuropathy. Cassie, correct me if I'm wrong. She's in the medical field. Neuropathy, where you can't feel your feet. And a few weeks ago, he goes into his bathroom at his house on a Sunday morning to get dressed or to get a shower, whatever it was. And he goes, and his wife goes, "What's wrong?" He said, "The floor's cold." And she said, "Wait, how do you know?" He said, "I could feel my feet." And all of a sudden, this dude out of nowhere, he got up on a regular Sunday morning, getting dressed, about to come to church. And he walks on the cold floor in the bathroom and realized that God did a miracle in his life. Boy, that ain't witchcraft. That ain't proof that Jesus is a witch. That is proof that God is the God of miracles. And that kind of stuff excites me, that the miracles are God taking something that he has created that has no other way. It is to point back to God. It is to point back to his goodness. It is to show us that God is still alive. He is still active, and he is who he says he is. The Bible says that by his stripes we are healed, and miracles can happen. That kind of stuff right there has nothing to do with Jesus being a witch, but only how powerful, loving, and gracious that our God actually is. And miracles still happen today.
Faith and Failures Podcast.